Right. Antoine Semenyo in, Martinelli out. And there is a question mark. And why is a question mark in there for you? Because this story is really having reporters writing about it on a daily. And before I get into the match preview of Arsenal versus Brighton, a game that is going to be played tomorrow. And we also have that side of the pre-match press conference that Mikel Arteta is going to head to conduct today at the Soboha Reality Training Center. Allow me first to drop in this story. It's not going to be long like the other one uploaded in the morning, but it's obviously going to be one of those that you have to know about Antoine Semenyo, because there are very many stories. David Austin has said something about this guy. Then we also have... what's the name of the guy? We also have Ghana Blog, Arsenal correspondent for The Athletic, also throwing in a very huge hint about this. So very many stories are really running about this so-called guy, and I'm like, however much, some fans are like, we are not going to get him, but there is a chance. And we have to give you what really led Arsenal to be linked to this guy. Continue to subscribe because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers on this channel. And don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name. And hope you guys are really having fantastic fun on this particular channel. Now, let's get straight into what we are having in here. And it's all about... Grammy Bailey. Arsenal are open to letting Gabriel Martinelli leave, and his exit would make room for Antoine Semenyo to join, and vice versa. Sources suggest Arsenal could even ramp up their interest in the 25-year-old to stop title rivals City from upgrading their attack. Now, if you hear this story, it speaks volumes, and it's really speaking a lot. What are they saying? Arsenal are open to letting Gabriel Martinelli leave, and his exit would make room for Semenyo to join, and vice versa. Meaning that, weighing in these two players, Martinelli and Semenyo, Arsenal are like, maybe Martinelli should leave. And why Gabriel Martinelli in particular? Because maybe Arsenal sees Antoine Semenyo as that player that can come and really bluster that right forward position. You understand? And when you look at Martinelli, his contract at Arsenal is soon running down. If you're really a good follower of this channel, I've always let you know that he went ahead to renew his contract, after the season of 2022-2023, and they went ahead to award him a very, very, very good contract where he earns close to £200,000 a week as a player for the club of Arsenal. Now, after all those seasons, Martinelli had not been really putting out a very huge shift, but this season he has gone ahead to obviously raise up to the occasion and is really scoring goals. First Arsenal player to score in 5 consecutive games after Thierry Henry on a European continent. Now, his contract expires on the 30th of June, 2027, meaning that he's left with just 1 year on his contract come the summer of 2026. But there is an option for a further year. And for everyone has been asking himself, why is Martinelli really scoring goals for fun? I told you that he is really wanting another contract, you get? But if at all I'm Arsenal, I don't extend his contract. And this has been seen in the decision that they had already gone ahead to make earlier, as they had already gone ahead to make a decision that, please, Mr. Gabriel Martinelli, no space for you. That's why they wanted to obviously get in Semenyo and let him leave, because they know with 1 year left on his contract and a further additional year, the side of Arsenal obviously can get some £50 million out of him, because he's really one of those players that I think might be regarded as a homegrown talent, as he came in through and made his debut at the club of Arsenal before he even turned 21, And when you look at Gabriel Martinelli this season, because he knows to it that he wants to stay at Arsenal and he wants a new deal. Champions League, 5 games, 5 goals, 1 assist, 6 goal involvements. Premier League, 13 games, 1 goal and 0 assists, and to me, this is really banger average. I tell you, when you look at a player like Semenyo, I think he can do a lot better for the side of Arsenal. And when you look at Gabriel Martinelli, he has been at Arsenal since 2019. And who brought him in? It was the lad called Edu. Edu brought him in 2019. And he came through at a club known as Arsenal. As we speak right now, he's 24 years of age, meaning that he joined Arsenal at the age of 19, So that can help him to qualify as a homegrown player. But I don't know how they obviously see him into that pocket. But Arsenal knew to it that Antoine Semenyo is an upgrade to Gabriel Martinelli. Obviously, he is. And he is one of those players that I think can bluster that left attacking side of the midfield. And in the video I did early in the morning, I showed you how multi-purpose the lad is. And they said, and vice versa, meaning that if he doesn't join, if Martinelli doesn't leave, Semenyo stays. But Arsenal is way past having a player like Martinelli, I tell you, because he's limited. He's limited, and he's not that kind of player that is really explosive. That's why you see that the manager is starting Leandro Trossard more than Martinelli, and Trossard is really more productive because he's good at navigating spaces, good at scoring goals. His spacing is really off. Is really one of the best in that Premier League Arsenal team, and is unselfish. But Martinelli, selfish character in him. That's why you saw to it that in the Premier League, 13 games, only 1 goal, 0 assists. You understand? Because the Premier League is now so much used to him on what he can do. And I think he scored that goal against a team known as Man City. But if you're having a player like Semenyo, it helps you really open up different defenses that you cannot open when you're having Martinelli. That's why Eze and Trossard make that left side lively, lively every time they obviously start. And Martinelli best helps you when he comes off the bench. And where in the world would you have a player who earns close to £200,000 a week when you want him to be playing off the bench? Because when he plays off the bench, that's when he gets the best of his performances. Sources suggest Arsenal could even ramp up their interest in the 25-year-old to stop their rivals Man City from upgrading their attack. Now, what did I tell you yesterday? Fabrizio Romano came up and told us that Man City are in lead. They are leading everything in here. And they are like, we want to get the player. And Arsenal is like, because the player is so much interested in us, what can we do? We can obviously go ahead and really rival City. Because if they take Semenyo, it will be an addition to them. And the title race might obviously not go into their favor. And if Man City takes Semenyo and they win the league, many fans will be like, we would have gone ahead to take Semenyo. He was supposed to be part of this Arsenal squad. And you see to it that he has gone ahead to score maybe 10 goals for the side of Man City. And they've gone ahead to elevate in everything they've gone ahead to do as the side of City. But I think that is really so mediocre. To me, that is really so mediocre. And I tell you what, it's not going to affect Arsenal in any way. If at all they don't get in Antoine Semenyo, because a club like Arsenal, I think the forward positions are really doing great. Though, getting him in will be a very good addition. But the condition set was, get in Semenyo, sell Martinelli. So, we wait to see how things pan out. But it's really very hard to know where exactly this lad will play. As 3 teams are in queue to sign the player, Man City, Liverpool and Manchester United. Arsenal is watching on, and they might sweep in hard to see how they obviously do their things. But all in all, he's really a very good player, and the sources continue to confirm to us that Arsenal interest was there. and it's not yet off, meaning that it's still there and they're looking through to see whether they can obviously come up and obviously find themselves in a position of really doing the needful. Now, the African Cup of Nations is on, and allow me throw you into some games that played today. Angola won, Zimbabwe won, and Egypt is leading South Africa by 1-0, and it's half time in there for you. But Ahmed Hani has gone ahead to be sent off, and it's Mohamed Salah that went ahead to score a penalty, meaning that Salah has gone ahead to score his second goal of the tournament because he scored the winner when they're playing against Zimbabwe, where they trade by 1-0, not until Omar Mamush came up and obviously put that ball in the back of the net to make it 1-1 around the 67th minute. And then in the 89th minute, Mohamed Salah went ahead to show what he is all about. He scored his opener. Now, he has gone ahead to score the second goal for the side of Egypt, and they're in the lead, and they are here seriously poaching for the trophy. And if at all you watched my predictions of the AFCON, on which teams I think are obviously going to come up and obviously win this trophy, Morocco, first priority, first favorites. Second favorites, I talked about Egypt. Third favorites, I talk about Cameroon. Fourth, was it Senegal? And then Nigeria. Those were my 5 favorites, but my 2 top were Morocco and Egypt. So we are here, wait and see how things will pan out after that game. But the next 45 minutes are really going to be crucial on whether Egypt qualifies to the next round or not. Rokani David remains my name. It is the Rokani Media Football, and continue to subscribe. Would you sanction an Antoine Semenyo Semenyo in, and then Martinelli, Gabriel out at Arsenal? All that and more into the comment section below. We out.